Well, we've got a bit to get through in this video this morning, this afternoon, or this evening, depending obviously when you are picking up. We're going to talk a little bit of how serial deaths has been upsetting those poor, precious darlings across our city. And we're going to talk a little bit of Nicholas Raskin and the boost that he could provide to Rangers on the run-in. But we're going to start off with a story from, obviously, Rangers family, the Rangers fan community, guys. One of the things that I always wanted on this channel is for us to kind of bring you not just news about the team, but also to bring you together as a community, to bring you together as a fan base. Rangers is one family. Rangers supporters, we stick together. We are a huge royal blue, white and red family, and we stick together no matter what. Now, I was on TikTok the other day, TikTok actually earlier yesterday, going through and putting up some videos, putting up some content on there, and I came across a video. I saw this same post actually later on follow on Facebook, and I promoted it on X, I promoted it on Facebook, and I put it on to the community tab here on the channel because I believe that this is important. Now, before I talk about this story that I want to talk about this morning, I think it's really important that as a fan base, we get behind this cause. You know, as someone who has two daughters myself, who are 16 and 13, my daughters are my absolute world. There is nothing more important to me in life than my girls. They are my absolute everything. And, you know, the thoughts if anything happened to them, if they got ill, would be just devastating. To read what I read on follow and what I'm about to share with you now is must be devastating for the family and for the person who posted this story. This is what was posted. A picture of the young girl that's mentioned in the story with our captain, James Tavernier at Ibrox. And this is what the story said. I just want to read this to you, and I want you to reflect on what it's saying, and then I'll sort of bring it together a little bit as best as I can. Hi, everyone. This is my close friend, Ava, who sadly passed away on the 16th of April to cancer. She was only 12. And the biggest Rangers fan ever. We are trying to get a minute's applause for Ava on the 12th minute of the Rangers v Kilmarnock game on the 5th of May. Please share. I read this and I've got to be honest with you. I felt choked, heart broke. And like I said, as a dad of two girls, it hit home even more. You know, my youngest daughter is only 13. She's only a year older than this girl here in the picture, who passed away sadly 7 days ago. About a week ago. You know, I don't know what her family are going through. I can only imagine what her mum, her dad, her family, her friends are going through to know that, you know, that she's gone. Now, no doubt, obviously, through cancer, she suffered. I'm sure she fought. And just huge respect to her for that. But I really hope that as fans, as a fan base, and those of you who go to games and those of you who attend the matches, we can get behind this campaign and make sure on the 12th minute, on the 5th of May against Kilmarnock, we give that round of applause and that ovation and that respect to wee Ava. She deserves it, guys. She deserves that respect from our fan base, and I really hope we get behind it. I said, this is utterly heartbreaking. To lose a child, it would be devastating for anybody, and let's just get behind this, guys. Please get behind it. Please, obviously, on the 12th minute against Kilmarnock on the 5th, let's have that minute's applause for wee Ava. All right, it's difficult to move on after that, guys. Just wanted to bring that to your attention, and hopefully you'll get behind that, and hopefully that will be something that happens in the 12th minute on next weekend, not this weekend, but the weekend after. Right, let's talk a little bit of serial deaths. Now, Dessers is someone who has, you know, really divided the fan base over the last few weeks, months, season, really. You know, at times he looks like a world beater. He scores goals that look incredible. You know, the one he scored against Hearts on Sunday, that finish was absolutely excellent. And then at the times he misses absolute sitters where you just sit there, you scratch your head and you think, well, how the hell did he do that? It was easier to score than to miss. Now, there's two elements to what I want to talk about with Serial Dessers here this morning, this afternoon or this evening. Now, I've criticised Serial Dessers hugely this season for his misses, for the fact that he doesn't score often when it matters. He did on Sunday, so respect him for that. People think I hate him. I don't hate him. I just want genuine. Well, if he goes on to score another 10 goals this season, it'll be fantastic because it will mean that Rangers are successful and Rangers are winning. I've had a lot of abuse because of what I've said about him. But we've got to look at it from this aspect. First of all, he said something on Sunday that has really riled the other side of the city. And it is quite hilarious, really, the response there has been to this story in the their fan media and across, obviously, what they've been saying. So let's just have a little bit of this, shall we? Cyril Dessers has really upset, bless him, the other half of the city, of our city, obviously. And he made a comment after the game on Sunday where he said that, in his opinion, that when we're on form, when we play as well as we can play, we are the best team in the league. And this has really got them upset and worked up, and they're not happy, and they're really getting hot under the collar about it. And I find it absolutely hilarious. I genuinely do. Respect to Big Cyril for saying that. And no matter what you think of this team, but we can go on about players being overconfident, players saying stuff and not acting on the pitch. But look, I'd rather have them with some confidence going into the end of the season with these 6 more games that we've got to go than going in with no confidence. Now, there's also an interesting article that I read. I actually read a couple of articles about comparing Morelos and Cyril Dessers and comparing the statistics of Morelos and Dessers. Now, I know that Dessers has only been here for not quite a complete season. And obviously, Alfie played a substantial role in the success of Rangers. Yes, he kind of ruined his legacy at the end there with that last season. He was not great at all last season and kind of a down tools, a bit like Ryan Kent. But sort of looking at the statistics, here's the statistics from their times at Rangers. So this season, Cyril Dessers has played 48 games for the club across obviously the SFA Cup, the League Cup, the Champions League, the Europa League, and obviously the Premiership. Then you've got Morelos, and these are his stats. Now, Morelos in 22-23, that was the last time he played for us, 45 games, 12 goals, 7 assists, so 19 goal contributions. In 21-22, he played 42 games, scoring 18 goals and 8 assists. That's 26 goal contributions. In 2020-2021, he played 44 games, 17 goals, 13 assists, so 30 goal contributions. Excellent season from Alfie there. 2019-2020, 47 games, 29 goals, 10 assists, 39 goal contributions. Excellent from Alfie. 48 games, 30 goals, 12 assists. These are across all competitions, 42. And then at the start, 2017-2018, 43 games, 18 goals, 8 assists, 26 goal contributions. Now, this season, Dessers has had 19 goals and 8 assists, 27 goal contributions already. Now, obviously, the season's not over yet. There's still 6 games to play. If he plays in, say, 4 or 5 of those, he could be up over 50 games, probably over 20 goals, maybe over double digits assists, or double digit goals, double digits assists, which will be a good record for the season. I'm not pretending that this guy is world class. I'm not pretending that he is top class, but he is doing a job at this moment in time for the club. This is what we need. We need someone, and he is really the only option we genuinely have, because Kemar Roofe really is not an option at this moment in time due to his lack of match sharpness and his lack of match fitness. Now, if you look at those stats, 27 goal contributions. Now, first of all, let's look at 19 goals. Let's concentrate on that, 19 goals. So he scored more than Alfie in 22-23, more than Alfie in 21-22, more than Alfie in 2020-2021. Obviously, 10 less in 19-20, and then 11 less in 18-19, but 1 more in 2017-2018. So only in 2 seasons there did Alfie actually outscore what Cyril Dessers has done so far this season. In terms of goal contributions as well, Dessers has 27 goal contributions. Alfie had 19 last season. Last season. The season before that, Alfie had 26, again less. He had 30, which was more. He had 39 more. He had 42 more, and he had 26, which was less. So again, in a number of seasons, actually, Dessers has already started to outperform Alfie. Now, look, I know Alfie has had criticism. I know that, and I'm not saying that Alfie is rubbish. I'm not saying that Alfie is awful. I loved Alfie when he was here. Of course I did. But these stats are starting to tell a little bit of a story. That Dessers' record is perhaps not as bad as some of us have made it out to be. That his record this season has actually been reasonably decent. Again, I am not saying that he is the answer. I am not saying he's the long-term answer. I'm just saying that he hasn't done as bad as we have thought he has done this season at times. Yes, he could have done a whole lot better. Yes, he could have had more goals, but the goals that he has scored have been important, in recent times, those goals against Hearts in particular. So let's hope that Morelos, obviously Morelos, I'm not dissing him. I'm not saying he's awful, but what I am saying is that Dessa's record in comparison to Alfie's record is not actually that bad. Is not actually that terrible. Okay. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And, I think we've got to hope that Dessas can go on and get, say, 25 goals this season. If he can, that would be an excellent season. And, hopefully that would help, get us somewhere close to that domestic treble that we're all aiming for. Let's move along and talk a little bit about Nicholas Raskin, whatever you want to call him. Now, obviously, Nicholas has missed a fair number of games recently. He's been out injured, and then he's been slow to come back. And then even when he has been on the bench, he hasn't got the opportunity to play because others have got in ahead of him. The likes of Tom Lawrence, Kieran Dowell, for example. Dujon Sterling this season has emerged as another candidate for that centre midfield position. And some people feel that obviously that him and John Lundstrom are far too similar in the way they play. And obviously Lunny has been going through a purple patch of form, which has kind of died off over recent games. Now, Raskin got some minutes on Sunday and looked fairly impressive, did fairly well. I'm not saying he was amazing, but he did do a good job when he came on. Didn't give the ball away, used the ball well. And, I think he could have a really positive role in these last 6 games. Almost like a new signing to some degree. If you look at what he has done this season, he hasn't actually made that many appearances or played that many minutes. So in the SFA Cup, he's played 4 times, Premiership 14 times, with 1 goal and 1 assist, 4 times in the Europa League, 4 times in the Champions League qualifiers, including that display away in Servette, where he was absolutely excellent. So this season, 26 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist, played 1,521 minutes in total. So in comparison to a lot of the other players, he has not played a lot of minutes. So he will bring a freshness and new exuberance to this team, hopefully, as we move towards the end of the season. And hopefully Raskin feels as well that he has something to prove to the manager and to the fans, that he can get back to the player he was at the end of last season, where he was actually looking like a real quality player and a real quality signing. As a player, Raskin has got a lot of tools in his locker that could really help this team. He's good going forward. He's got a good range of passing. He can go box to box. He can play in the 6. He can play in the 8. So there's a flexibility there about his positions. And he's not a player without experience. 96 appearances for standard with 5 goals, 13 assists. That's 28 goal contributions in 96. 42 appearances for us, 1 goal, 3 assists, and 1 appearance for KAA Ghent. No, not Genk. That was the team that Clermont managed, for anybody gets confused. Look, I'm optimistic that Raskin coming back adds something to our midfield, and a midfield that at times has lacked a bit of urgency, has lacked a bit of speed, has lacked a bit of ability to get the ball moving quickly. Raskin is certainly a player who can bring that urgency, and I really do hope that moving forward now in the last 5 league games and on the 25th of May at the cup final against that lot from across our city, he can bring his A game, that he can really start to show he is the player that we saw last season when he looked a quality signing by the club. Personally, I like Raskin. I think he's got all the talent, all the ability, all the skills, all the technical ability to go on and be a really good player. And it's in our interest to try and develop this lad and to try and bring him on a bit further, because if this trading model is going to succeed, if this trading model is going to work, it's the likes of Raskin, the likes of Diamande, the likes of Cortez, the likes of Sima, if we manage to sign him, that are going to go on to be flipped and then go on to generate extra money for the club to bring in those players to help this club keep continually moving forward. Well, guys, let me know what you think of Nicholas Raskin and your hopes for him for the end of this season. Well, we're all now, I think the focus obviously moves away from that cup semi-final on Sunday, that fantastic victory over Hearts, and our focus now moves towards the game on Sunday. First game of the post-split fixtures away at St Mirren. St Mirren, a team that are, I think kind of stumbled over the finish line to get to the top 6 in terms of that post-split. A team that are not in the best of form, a team that we haven't had too many issues with this season. So it's into Sunday we go with a bit of optimism, and we will be bringing you the game here on the channel. Well, Well, thank you for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. As always, if you can smash the sub, that would be phenomenal. Help the channel to keep on growing. And on the way out, there's 2 things I always ask of you. Number 1 is to smash the like. And number 2 is to remember always, we are the people.